Alright, hold up, guys. I'm gonna get chat up. I gotta change that banner, man. Probably can now. Hold on. And of course not. Alright. Alright, guys. Today, we're building a map. I have no idea what I'm doing, but that's what you came here for. So, I don't know what like map type I want to do. I've done a lot of temperate, done a lot of boreal, not a lot of tropical, nor European, which doesn't really do much. It's just the LOD, and that's all. I don't know. I'm kind of going for tropical if I'm being honest, cause I only have like two cities on a tropical map, so I might just do tropical. Honestly, I could do winter, but I don't really know what I want to do for winter, so I'm gonna do tropical. Only because you can make a desert map, which is pretty freaking neat. So I'm gonna do. I don't know what I should name it. You know what? I'm just gonna jump right in. I'm gonna jump right in. See what I could do. So I don't know what I want to do for this particularly. If I'm being honest, I think I want to do coastal. I want to do something coastal. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna do. Let me draw out. Let me draw out this map first. I'm gonna see what I could do here. So I'm just gonna flatten this area. See if I can just get the lay of the land. So I will take my time with this. I usually rush for no real reason when I make my maps. I mean that the map on Paradise, like the city of Paradise, like the map for it. I made that map and it was sort of rushed. Sort of. I mean, I spent like a good 6 hours on it. I mean, I wouldn't consider that rush, but like I made maps a lot quicker than that, and they don't really look that good. I mean, they look like a map, but like it's not so much as it is pleasing to look at as it is buildable. I'm trying to. Okay, so what I want to do for this coastline, I kind of wanted to vary it up a little bit. So I might just back up. Might just back up this coast real quick. I don't want it to be too boring. Something like that. Trying to get a feel for this coast because well, personally, I don't live like near a coastline. I live near a lake. Well, I don't live near a lake, but the closest closest lake to me is, well, about like 100 miles away. So, and that's one of the Great Lakes. Yeah, I live in the Great Lakes region. And it's not really. Let's just say it's not beachy. I think it's a rocky beach. Yeah, I think it's a rocky beach. Anyway, yeah, I don't really know what truly a coast really looks like because I've never been to a beach, nor have I, you know, actually experienced like what a coastline is truly. Could just do this too, just for some fun here. So I am very much a hill person. I grew up in a city of hills, so this is kind of what I'm used to. So you might see some very, very weird terrain decisions when I make this hair map. Why does this seem a lot higher than it should? Come on in, water. There we go. Honestly, this seems like a natural coastline. A little varied, very, like, sort of organic, I would say. Let's do a little jutty out here. I don't know, I'm saying jutty. Yeah, yeah, like a little jut out here. Let's sort of smooth that out real quick. Something like this. Smooth that out. Now I'm gonna do. Now okay. I have somewhat of an idea. This will be a mainly a pretty flat map. I don't usually like to build on flat maps, but I think in this case, actually no. Let me look at my phone real quick. I want to look at my phone. Let's go to Google Maps, and I'm going to get some inspiration from other places in the world. Since I live in a temperate climate, we have to go. Let's say Brazil. Why not Brazil? Sao Paulo, maybe? Oh no, that's just straight up mountain. I'm not sure if I could do Sao Paulo. Honestly, I could, but that's just a lot. It's a lot of variation I could do, though. Hmm. Feel like probably ruin this little section here. Ruin, like, so just something like this. Something like this. So, I'm gonna make like a, what's it called? Like a world map of all my cities once I'm done. Because, mind you, I spent over 200 hours on, 2,000 hours on this game so far, and I've only had it for like 2 years. I played this game for a pretty long time, like consecutively. And I guess you could say I'm addicted. I get addicted to like the weirdest things. I kind of like this coastline. I kind of like it. Maybe curve this in a little bit more. Yeah, curve that in a little bit. Smooth this bad boy out. Reset. Yeah, circular coves. I definitely like those. Uh, let's do something a little bit over here. Ooh, okay. It's like a little inlet bay here. Speaking of, oh, you know what I could do? You know what I could do? I could make a bay. Hold on. So let me do this. Oh boy. Let me smooth out. Let me smooth this out real quick. This looks really rough. Smooth out. Gotta restart this. Hmm. Let's do something like that. I'm gonna say we have like a lot of like inlets. Not like a lot of inlets, but you know, a couple of inlets. Oh, you know what I could do? Ooh, okay. Canals. I might just save this for canals. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Like, when we get done with the map here, I think I'm gonna come up with a canal system. Yeah, that'll be really cool. I've like rarely ever used the canals. So that'll be a pretty cool thing we could do there. I think other than that, all right, let's get a little hilly. Let's get a little hilly here. I won't do like crazy mountains because that's just, you know, sort of unrealistic. Especially for what I want to do here. Oh wait, no, I can't do that yet. I want to do like a little desert area. So maybe, actually, hold on. Even though this is completely like out of bounds, honestly, the tropical like little like texture for the sand is probably the most realistic because when you have like when you're building on a temperate map and you well not building on a temperate map like when you make a temperate map like the texture makes no sense. Like why is it you light yellow? That is not at all how freaking beaches look. Let's no, let's not do that. Actually, let's not do that over here either. Let's put it over there. And then we have like a little beach over here. Nothing too crazy. Cause this is where I'm probably gonna make the canal over there. I'm gonna push this desert back here. It's just kind of fan this out a little bit. So I think this ought to be the mountain range. Because let's imagine that like this section of the map doesn't get much rainfall, and that's why the desert developed the way it did. But man, this gives very little space for buildable area though. I think okay, hold on. I have an idea. I have an idea. So what I want to do is push this a little further back. There will be a desert that we can build on, but this won't be as severe. You know what? No. Not yet, not yet, not yet. We're gonna do the desert last. We're gonna do the desert last. Let's get the lay of the land first. Let's see what we can do. Actually, hold on. You know what I want to do? A river. I rarely ever do rivers, but I think like a natural river could be pretty beneficial. Hmm. Get this away from the. Like that's way too close. Hold on. Oops. No, what is it doing? There we go. Yeah, that's way too close. Alright, let's go over here. It's dead. I think the river could cut to the canal system. I think that'll be pretty cool. cut this up to the middle. That, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Whoa. Let's make this a little wider. I don't want this to be just like one size. Because rivers do in fact vary in size, especially the further, well, I guess it really depends really. Hmm. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I'll definitely have to raise the river. Yeah, I'm about to raise the river afterwards. Hmm. Kind of like the way that it narrows over there. Though definitely not realistic. Actually, no, I'm actually ruining the river. Hold on. Redrawing it out. Redrawing it out. All right, there we go. I don't think it was actually wide enough. I think that was the issue. All right, there we go. I like the way that looks. I like the way that looks. Looks good. I kind of had a weird idea for where I kind of wanted to build the airport, kind of like right here, kind of like a San Francisco type thing. But no, I don't want to do that right now. I mean, I don't want to worry about that right now. Let's see. Let's raise the terrain just a little bit, just a little bit. Let's varied it up. Let's varied it up. I am the type of person to like pave over hills. I like paving over hills because hills are really cool focal points to build cities on. That's why I like to build on hillier maps a lot. Kind of want to do that mountain range now. The real question is, how is anyone going to get over here? I guess with the tunnels. Yeah, we can invest in tunnels. Oh boy. uh, I will refine these. I will refine these mountains. Do not worry. Do not worry. Oh yeah, the valley. Okay, I unintentionally made a valley. I think that's kind of what I'm going for. It's gonna be like a California type. You know what? I'm gonna get out of Sao Paulo in Brazil. Let's go to California instead. I think we have a lot of good inspiration we could take from there. Definitely not LA. We're not gonna go to LA. Where do I wanna go to exactly? Not Malibu. That's right outside of LA. Santa Barbara. Maybe slightly above up here. Arroyo Grande, maybe. Hmm. Probably not. I mean, like these are good, like very, very good. Morro Bay. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Like, there's a lot of good, there's a lot of good, like, little towns and cities we can, like, take inspiration from, but I'm not really sure which one, though. There's so many. Oh, wait. So, did I up the strength on this? Also, gotta see, like, how rivers go up mountains, because I don't do a good job with, like, that type of terrain. Especially with water, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright, now we introduced desert. Let's pretend that the valley is extremely dry. Yet, due to man's ignorance, like in Las Vegas, Phoenix, Albuquerque, like, desert cities exist in the US. Uh, they somehow have a lot of population for how inhospitable the desert is. So I'm going to pretend that this is very much like dry. Like, I'm talking about almost Death Valley dry. And since, hold on, I need to. I mean, there's lakes. We could probably do a lake. But I need to find a. No, not Central Valley. I don't think the Central Valley is going to help much. Is this flat? Hold on. I gotta look at the satellite. I mean, terrain here. Oh no, like we can definitely do this actually. I'm looking at Sacramento right now, and I'd say it's a pretty hilly place. Not that hilly, but it's pretty hilly. Oh yeah, that is exactly what we could do. Okay, so ooh, hold on. All right, have like little oboes. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. All right, we have a very California-esque type map here. Very narrow valley. It's very up the terrain a little bit. But no, whoa, not that varied. Not that varied. That's a little too high. Like gentle rolling hills. Yeah, something like this. Because valleys are usually not flat. A lot of the time, at least. Let's get these mountains up real high. Okay, so I'm gonna redo the river. So I'm just gonna get that over here. Fairly thin mountains. I don't want to go too crazy. Yeah, let's do some fairly like thinner mountains. It's very up the terrain still. It's kind of like a gateway a little bit. That's actually pretty cool. Like the dried up river. Oh, that's cool. Actually, that's what we should have in like City Skylines too. Like we have like when we get like drier maps, there should be like a natural disaster like droughts. Well, it's not a natural disaster, but like like groundwater like dries up. Like if you have like groundwater deposits and it just dries up, like that'll be really cool, like a cool mechanic, kind of like the water, what is it called, the water mechanic tool. I mean, yeah, the water, I guess, services, water services. I don't remember that mod's name in PDX mods, but that mod in particular is like with like the rising and like lowering what, like the rising and the drying up of the river like naturally. That's pretty freaking cool, though it though it kind of gets overshadowed by the jankiness of the water tools in the game. But other than that, like it's really cool. Like it's really really cool. You know what? I don't think screw it. We're not doing a river here. We're gonna do it in the actual valley because I think that makes a lot more sense. Especially the way that I'm thinking about like it going. It's not realistic in the truest sense at all. So yeah, let's get this river going. Oh, that's deep. Okay, that's really deep. Looks like I'm making a river from scratch. Oh no, hold on. Got to go a little bit deeper. There we go. Let's go a little bit more. Definitely not at the point yet where we can just plow through. Could have like a little lake. Oh yeah, that's what I should do. Have like a lake out there. Up more. I'm gonna follow the terrain line here. I think that'll make for a more natural, like a winding river. Is this too low? No, it's fine. Actually, no, this is a little bit too low. Oh, that's a weird looking curve. Here's what I want to do. Oh, hold on. No. Let me see. So I could do this. Then do that up there. I think this little desert river will make its way over there instead of up there. Or we can just do two rivers. Honestly, that would be cooler. I like the two river idea. Let's do that instead. I think now we could just have a straight shot. There we go. It's just whoa, okay. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Okay, so let's get down. Why does it do that? Why does it need to do that every single time? Huh? Uh-huh. Let's see. Drag that up there. Oh yeah, drag this up here too. Actually, no, I don't. Oh, that's neat. Okay, okay. So let's make this like the source. Now let's see what we're working with now. Because though I think this should be like a drier river, I do kind of think that it's fair if we have like a source up here. That way, it'll seem like after all those millions of years that it carved out through the sand. Well, I guess carved out through the landscape. This is pretty much what it came up with, and the source happened to be right outside. I think that's what we're going to do. Kind of like this plateau up here. I do like that plateau. Let's keep it. Don't want to alter it too much. We do have to smooth out the approach of the mountains. Hmm. Something like this. I don't think I want to smooth it too much, even though I just smoothed it a lot. But I don't think that all that smoothing is truly necessary. Only because, well, you know, mountains are naturally rugged, and so that rugged look makes it look like it's a like newly formed like type mountain. I think that's pretty cool. Let's get the hills to lead up to it. Smooth these out. Ooh, that looks rough. Okay, hold on. Got like a line leading up to it. It's kind of how I imagine like these mountains would go. Some like this. Do action. Let's get it right there. Or a little bit over here. Yeah, don't worry. We're not gonna pave over this entrance to the valley, but because that'll be just stupid. Even I know how terrain works sometimes. That's pretty stark. Hold on. Oh. Guess we can like darken this up. Well, lighten this up. Let's get the. Oh, you know the one thing that we don't have in this game? Cactuses. I just realized we don't have cactuses. Well, I guess we don't have like, dry maps, so, I guess there really isn't really any point for it, but it would be cool to have it like on a tropical map though. Is that fine? Should be. Yeah, sort of like a. Uh oh. Uh oh. Yeah, let me raise the land up here a little bit. Let's get that down. Just we do the same height over here. So we can't even build over here, but this is like the flattest area of the desert. Let's change that. I guess could we say like this is going to be mainly a suburb? Like this whole entire area just paved over for a suburb. That's pretty realistic. Unfortunately. Let's. Okay, maybe there are a little too many hills here. Like this is damn near unbuildable. Realistically, it would be damn near unbuildable. Let's do something like this. Let's flatten out just a little bit, because that there's a lot of little too much hillage going on. I guess we slope up here. Yeah, we slope up here. Oh, you know what I should do? Make like little crevices in like the middle of the mountains so the roads can go through. Oh, that's so okay. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. I'm gonna. The question is, where do I want to do the opening at? There's so many like possibilities. Yeah, this is a lot more. Oh, what's happening here? Are you okay? Do you just want to be widening like widen out? Is that what you're telling me? Well, I guess what to fix it is more land. I like how this non-buildable area is giving me the most trouble with water. Let's tap all this lightly. Let's get some of these corners smoothing out. They're very rough. We can have somewhat of a... I kind of like that realistic look of like a drier river. I guess now with the river here, there's no point of it being so dry, at least around the area of it. Something like this. What are you doing? Go back down there. Also, what am I talking about? Literally, in the United States, the Colorado River carves through literal mountains and canyons, and it's flat. So, what am I talking about it, going up the mountain? I'm talking about like creeks. I think that's what I was referring to. Like creeks go up mountains. Rivers can too, but it's very difficult for it to do that. I think that was what I was referring to, and in the way that I was like talking about rivers as they were creeks. Sorry, as if they were creeks. There we go. Grammar. Yeah, I like this. I really like this. It's about how janky this looks. I'm trying to, game. You're not letting me. There we go. This section, bro. It's really not doing well. Like, is this good enough? Is it flooding because of this? Is this the reason? That seems like the reason, honestly. If that's the case, then I can just like lower that. Probably just remove the water source there. Like, I can't delete that. For some bizarre reason. It would be pretty funny if this would just turn into like a flood basin. Oh, that would be a smart idea, huh? Like, this is like the part where it widens out. I think that kind of makes sense. So I guess we widen it. I guess we widen it. At least right there. Guess now we have a more arable land here. Speaking of arable land, we have to make this like all like farmable, even though this is like damn near impossible to farm with. Like some smoothing over here. Could probably use it too. Something like that. Okay, I need slightly more so I can look a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, so it just needed to be widened. Nice. That's all I wanted to be. Alright, so now that that situation is taken care of, we can worry about more pressing matters. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with like the train lines, what I'm going to do with the airport, well, not airport, the airlines, the shipping lanes. Like, I think I have to like plan all this out. So this would be, this will be probably split into 3 parts. I'm not really sure. Probably 2. No. 2. We're gonna split this up into 2 parts. One will be the landscape and networks, and the other will be trees and finishing touches, and probably the, like, you know, like all the other stuff. It's pretty flat, so especially like coming towards up to the mountain, you gotta raise up that terrain a little bit. Smoothing that out so it's not as horrible. Actually, would it be more realistic if it, you know, kind of like sloped up to the mountain? Would that be a shout? I think it is. Definitely not the most realistic, sure. But I think it makes it a little bit more varied in terms of how it looks. Yeah, it looks a lot smoother, actually. It's almost like you can't really tell that you're building on the hill. Well, yeah, you can definitely tell up here, but it's not as apparent. Definitely not as apparent when you like look up here, though. Okay, maybe I need to lower this a little bit. I have some type of layering, but other than that, I think it's fine. I think this is fine. All right, so this is pretty much what I want to do. Oh yeah, like I was saying before, this is the second episode will be resources, trees, and I guess like little alterations to the land. But other than that, I think we're pretty much done with this episode. Now we just need to do the transportation networks. All right, let me see how I like this. Honestly, I like this. I like this a lot. I really do. Like you have like the valley, the desert valley over here, and you have like the coastline over here. No, no, this is really good. I really like what I did with this. Kind of want to smooth out the kinks a little bit. Stuff that looks a little stupid. Let's smoothen that out. Yeah, see, like this is so nice. Looks barren now, but like, you know, we will fix that. Until then, we have see. I guess I can you know, Oh, there's the limit up there. Okay. It's, what I'm doing here is kind of making a slightly more realistic, like, run up towards the mountain. Oh, yeah, that's good. It's being a pretty low lying, like, mountain range. I'm guessing. Oh, no. This. Where do I want to connect it at? I think over here. Or over here. I'm gonna do over here instead. Because it's not directly near the tile. There we go. Oh, what the hell? Oh no. Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh shit, hold on. Get that right there. Kind of like the 405 in California. Like when you go through the Santa Barbara Mountains. Wait, no, is that what it's called? Sorry, I don't. I'm obviously not. Yeah, yeah, I think that's what it's called, right? Santa Barbara Mountains, right? Yeah, Santa Barbara Mountains. Um, gonna have like cool, cool little, like little things like this, something like that. Like the highway, basically. Sorry, I have like no commentary. So, I guess now what we can do is smoothing this out. Well, after we're done with that, we can smoothen this out and, well, hold on, let me just get the highways first. Let's see. I think that works. Yeah, that definitely works. Alright, so now what we can do is find which direction we want to go towards. Actually, over here would be pretty perfect. I kind of like the way that it slightly deviates. Let's pretend like there's a little rock here. Never mind. Never mind. I think it has to be a little bit wider, but I think you get the idea on what I want to do here. Smoothing that out. I think we got it down. Let's get another highway. I'm not really sure what. No, never mind. I do know where. Over here is where. So, oh, you know what would be cool? A mountain highway. Also, some sort of like mountain, like train line too, because I need to put some train lines down as well. I just realized there's no music. That's boring. Let's listen to downtown radio, sure. Oh yeah, this sounds very West Coast. Holy crap. Alright. Ooh. Oh yeah, very West Coast. Wait, is there actually a West Coast radio on here? I'm pretty sure there is. No, I don't think there is, but it sounds so much like it, and I'm just gonna keep it. Wait, the official Mars radio? What's that? You know, I just realized the Mars radio is from Surviving Mars, and I actually have the game as well. The funny thing about the Mars radio is that I don't think I've heard of some of these. Well, no, I haven't heard of them at all, technically, but I think there's another radio that I like listening to in Surviving Mars. I'm not sure what it was called, but I definitely like that one a lot better than this. Because I don't... It's just like very wet guitar. And there's nothing wrong with wet guitar, but like, you know, something simple. It's not really as calming as I really what I could expect. Like the radio that I listened to on Surviving Mars was very upbeat. Like it was very reminiscent of you know, California as well. Which was you know, very fitting for what I was doing, you know, building freaking domes in Mars. Which in reality makes it seem like it's gonna be real life. I don't think it really is. We gotta wait at least another 100 years for that. If I'm being honest, I feel like in my generation, like in my lifetime, we'll actually be on the moon, like for permanent residence, but not so much Mars. Definitely not Mars. Probably some, but like we won't have a massive colony, like, you know. Yeah, we definitely won't have like a massive like colony of like, you know, the typical like terraforming Mars type thing. No, I definitely don't think we're going to be there, but we definitely will be on the moon in my lifetime. By that I mean probably until I'm like 70 or something. Which is like 2080, something like that. Oh my god, that's so far. That's so far, but that's like 60 years from now. It's not impossible though. But damn, that just seems so far. 60 years. What am I going to be doing in 60 years? Hopefully retiring, you know? But like, damn. It's only 2025 now. 60 years. It's 2085. I'll be 68 technically. Damn. Wow. Wow. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. I will be 68 in 2085. Like, imagine that. I don't think I want to. It's gonna scare me, but oh man, that's sort of a thing that we have to look forward to, and I guess Gen Z, huh? That's great. I love old age. It's fantastic. I just hope we'll actually make it to old age, because from the way things are right now, it doesn't seem like we're gonna even survive 2025. I mean, like, we say that, I mean, like, yeah, like, we say, like, we humans say that every single year. Anytime when there's, like, a little inconvenience or, you know, something happened from, like, last year or something that just kind of ruined this year. kind of just fearmonger that, man, we're not going to make it for 2025. 2025 is not going to be our year. And they're sure right, it's not going to be our year. It's not like it really, any other year was really our year either. But, you know, I guess this year was the year that we graduated. 2007 graduated, so that's pretty cool. I'm born in 2007, if you didn't know that. But the one thing about, like, you know, like in the current landscape of what's happening now, I'm genuinely not sure if we're going to make it through 2025. I mean, we're already through June. At least that's good. We should be, you know, doing fine. I mean, I'm going to college in 3 months. 2 months. So that's good for me. You know, hopefully nothing else horrible happens between these 2 months in the summer. That would really bum out. That would really bum me out, you know? Alright. I think I might only have two highways. Only because I'm gonna have to... Oh. Okay, yeah. In typical American fashion, which I absolutely hate highways, we'll have to cut this through the city. I love that. Love it! Freaking love it! Yes! I love highways! Love highways so much. Guys, you have no idea how much I love highways. Freaking love them. Love highways. Highways are the pinnacle of urban form, of urban design. Love highways. They take up so much space. So much valuable space for land and just for cars. Don't you love it? Don't you just love it? I love it too. I freaking love it. I adore highways. I love driving in my non-existent car, being in traffic for an hour. Being in traffic for an hour. My family doesn't care. You know, they have their own issues. I have my own issues with the world, with the highway that I'm stuck in. I love being stuck in my car more than I want to. It brings me great joy. I hate new housing. You know why? Because poor people don't deserve housing. That's why affordable housing isn't even affordable. It's only affordable if you have the wage for it. And even then, you're still scraping by. Because there's such thing as luxury apartments. And those luxury apartments are literally just paneling. You change one thing about a house, you change the floor. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen those very ugly and tacky, like, new affordable, like, housing. That awful, like, looking, you know, gentrification type buildings. Ugly architecture. And it's only used to make money. Only used to be, you know, more or less corporate. Is basically what that is. It's soulless. It has no architectural value. It has no, like, true, like, art to it. It's just utilitarian slabs of concrete, gray and black and white. It's just boring to look at. Boring to look. I mean, like, it's bad enough that cities were destroyed by highways. Like they destroyed the beautiful architecture of, like, all of our, like most beautiful buildings in America. Like, it sucks that we don't, like, take architecture seriously in this country anymore. Like, we've lost the art of beauty in our infrastructure. And it's sad, but hey, it's not like we have to live that way, but it's almost like people want to live that way because, well, a lot of the population don't really live in cities. They live in suburbs, and, you know, who cares about cities when you can live in a suburb? And that's another thing. Like, I hate suburbs with a burning passion. Now, sure, you know, they've had, like, I've literally done a paper on urbanism because I'm an urbanist, and I like to challenge the fact that, you know, charging $500,000 for a starter house. My generation, we can't afford that. We can't afford a $500,000 house. With these wages? Hell no. And you have, like, older generations saying, he's like, oh, well, pull yourself by the bootstraps. What are you talking about? I mean, seriously, like literally, the older generation, like the older generations, I'm not really talking about millennials because they're pretty much going through the same shit that we're going through, but like Gen X, baby boomers, like they're telling us young people that you should just wait, you know? You should just work harder. We can't work harder for minimum wage. We're already working hard for minimal pay. So what's the point? And the argument that, you know, the minimum wage should, like, stay $7.25. It's been $7.25 since 2009. I was 2 in 2009. Nothing has changed since 2009. Besides states, you know, actually caring about the, you know, the cost of living. Here in my home state of Pennsylvania, you know, they like things old style. They like the things to stay the way they are. With these older politicians, like, in our, you know, in our cabinet and all that, and I mean, like, our governor is trying, you know, he's trying his best, but it's not enough. And he proposed that we'd have a minimum wage increase since, like, 2023, and it hasn't happened yet. So I'm wondering now, how long do we have to wait? Because the bill said that it was going to be over a 4-year period, like it would incrementally, you know, increase. It's still $7.25. And something tells me that it actually didn't even pass. Like, the bill didn't even pass because nothing has changed. I guess nothing ever happens and nothing ever changes. Because, you know, things like this tend to happen. when you have a greater power looking over you, it's not exactly the most beneficial to look over the people who made you, you know, who made you all your money, and, you know, treat them like shit. Why not? You know, treat the people who made you rich, you know, with no respect. It's exactly what we do. That's corporate America for you. We love doing this to each other. We hate each other. All we care about. Money. Money and capital. Welcome to the 21st century. Where we shoot. We shoot alien. Eventually. When they come down to Earth, we shoot alien at the face, at adversity. We finally unite under one flag, and that is the American flag. To fight alien. To fight alien. They are the common enemy, not us. Not rich, not poor, but the alien. The alien from outer space. They have come to us, wanting to destroy the world. And they shall not destroy the world. Sorry for that politic rant. I wouldn't even say it's politics. I would just say it's just general, like this is the type of thing that you would hear like on podcasts or something. But it's just sad, you know. Anyway, we're done talking about that. How about we talk about let's go back to urbanism instead. We're not talking about that general stuff, but we will talk about urbanism and why I started playing Cities Skylines. So the main reason why I turned to be an urbanist is because I believe, well, first of all, I grew up in the city. I like city. I like cities. I don't like big cities like, you know, New York, LA, like places like that, but because they scared the hell out of me. But I do like, you know, like midtown cities, like let's say Des Moines, Iowa. I was gonna say Billings, freaking Billings. No, that's like a pretty small town. Let's go with, I don't know, like Fort Wayne. I think of Virginia. Is that where Fort Wayne is? Virginia? Fort Wayne? I don't remember where Fort Wayne is. It'll come to me, but like Fort Wayne, Norfolk, Virginia. Baltimore is a pretty big city, but it's dying, so I would say that it is a mid-starter. No, it's not. I know it's not. It's a major city, but you know, currently it's dying. But my point is, if especially city census from the UN state that over 80% of the world's population will live in cities by 2050, which is now in 25 years, which is wild. That's freaking wild. Which is now in 25 years from now. We have to really think seriously of how we want to, of how we want to live in urban spaces. Because obviously from, you know, literally 50 years ago, not 50 years ago, actually, yeah, around that time, 50 years ago, 50, 60, 70 years ago, highways destroyed cities. They destroyed architecture. They destroyed the beauty of what made urban living so, well, yeah, like so unique, opposed to like, you know, living to a countryside, living in a suburb, like stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with suburbs. It's just that the way that it's built, the way that it's handled, the way that it, well, I wouldn't say handled, the way, yeah, let me backtrack. The way that it's brought up, the way that it's manufactured, the way that it's handled in, like, you know, day-to-day life is obviously not sustainable. And yet people keep building out and never up because people don't want to live in crowded spaces. Well, I can understand that, and there is some truth to that. However, there will come a time when we will have to build up because we can't build out any further. When land becomes so unavailable, when land becomes so, you know, unusable to the point where we can't do anything with it anymore, we will have to build up. It's kind of like, you know, that whole thing of like cyberpunk. You know, like the future of like America in like 2077. That's kind of how I envision America looking like. Though it's not realistic at all. But there will come a time where we will have to build up. Where we can no longer build out because obviously resources are being weared too thin. And yes, that will happen eventually. Like literally oil. Oil will run out here in America by 2050. And we have to get away from fossil fuels so we can be more sustainable as a country. If we obviously don't, well, millions of people will not have power. Will not have power, gas. I'm pretty sure, you know, cars will still probably be gas powered here because we love gas. We love gas up here. Up here in the mountains. Up here in the suburbs. We love all that. We love all that stuff. But like simple things like that, like we have to eventually just get over it, like get out of that mindset and just build with people in mind. Because this, like the current way that we're living, the current way that we're building is very regressive and very backwards. It always has been, and I'm not sure anything will ever change unless, you know, we make the change. As in we, I'm talking about the collective, like country. Like it's not just Gen Z. Like I think we actually may make the charge into changing our urban landscapes to better wrong, to better the last century's horrible urban planning. Because there are plenty of statistics where Gen Z does prefer to live near transit, to live near, you know, like to live in cities more than, you know, living in a suburb. And there is some truth to that. I mean, literally, we're quite literally being forgotten by the older generation, and if we don't take stuff into our own hands, we will never have the things that, you know, our parents had, our grandparents had, because, well, it was priced out. for us. It was just priced out for us. That's really all it really comes down to. And so I think that we, as not only as Americans, but as Gen Z, as my generation comes up into, like, you know, the working force, eventually becoming, like, you know, politicians and all that stuff, like, we should make the change soon before it's way too late, and we're almost there. Or we're almost at the point where it's almost too late. So we either right the wrongs, or we continue to live the way that we live, and, you know, nothing changes. Nothing will improve. Cost of living will continue to go up. Transit will be, you know, will be a figment of the imagination because it won't exist pretty much. And I think that, like, we should start now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe urbanism is very, very good for everybody. Like it shouldn't just be just for, you know, just for city life. No, it's for everyone. And it's unfair to, you know, pinpoint, like, what's good for us and not. Like it all depends, really. Like if we invest in transit, if we invest in, like, you know, like in urban spaces, like parks, like, you know, common places, fourth places, like communal spaces. Let's say, you know, a massive basketball court, like they have in, like, in Brooklyn, New York. Like places like those bring people together, and that's what we need the most in urban places, because, as we know, highways destroyed American cities, and they purposely did that for a multitude of reasons, mainly because of classism, but also, I'm not gonna get to that, but because I will go off an attention on that particular issue. But suburbs were designed to keep people, the wrong people, let's just say that, the wrong people out. That's why it's monotonous, boring. It has no culture, no history, besides, you know, the first ever suburb ever created, which was which, fun fact, was near Philadelphia. Who would have thought? I forgot the name of it, but the first ever car-centric suburb was near Philadelphia. I think it's in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. I'll do research on that one. But like I was saying, we have to like, it's the car-centric thinking that is basically dividing urban and suburban living. Like, look, don't get me wrong, I like cars. Cars are cool. But it comes to a point where cars are just a liability. And for my generation, Gen Z, they are a liability, because car prices are going up. Even second-hand car prices, like, even second-hand, like, they're also going up as well. And it's ridiculous. Like, even if we wanted a car, we can't even get it, because it's unaffordable. Not only that, like in certain states, I think almost every state, like, people under the age of 21, I believe. No, it's 25. Never mind. Correction. It is 25. people under the age of 25, they have to pay more than what is actually required for the insurance of a vehicle. So say, for example, if I wanted a car, right? And there's this cool, like, nice 2025, no, I wouldn't say 2025, let's say 2021, yeah, let's do 2021 Toyota Camry, reliable, gets the point A, point B, very easily, you know, and my insurance, because I am 18, it is, let's say for a regular car goer, well, no, you know, like for a regular patron, it is, let's say 200 a month, you know, and for anyone under 21, it is a little bit higher. Let's say $50 higher, $250. And that's not fair. because you have to take account of, you know, the maintenance, which, mind you, if you get a used car from like 2011, it will have hundreds of thousands of miles already on the thing, and it costs like $20,000 just to get a down payment. Insane. And guess what? We don't have that type of money, especially with like these wages. No, we can't afford any of that. And they expect us to get cars. Well, at least now, they definitely expect us to get cars because transit is out the way. Like, I mean, like currently in my city almost half of our bus lines will be eliminated. That's horrible. And I feel like this is only an American thing. Like, only in America will you have people who oppose transit just because it's associated with poor people. I feel like that is only an American construct. And we have, like, as a collective society, we have to grow up out of that. Like, it's childish. Like, we can't even get high-speed rail built because, oh no, what about the noise? My friend, it is electric. It won't make noise. Oh, but what about the burglars? What about the unwanted people? We don't want them here. I'm sorry, but you don't own that place. Like, you don't own that land. You don't own really anything in the suburbs, really. Unless, you know, you already paid your mortgage. But like other than that, like, you don't own any of that. You can't claim somewhere designated as yours, especially if you don't even own it. Like that, that type of selfish thinking really derives from suburban living, and it proves my point that we really need to rethink how we like build suburbs, because suburbs, you know, they're cool and all, but like they're not at all great for the environment, not at all great for the you know, for the housing crisis. In fact, it's only exacerbating the housing crisis even further. Because like I said before, like a starting house, at least here where I live, in Pittsburgh, it's 150,000? Not bad, right? 150,000, you know, little fixer-upper. If you want like a real deal house, 300,000. Not at all bad. Not at all. But like if you go like Arizona, for example, let's go to Texas. Your starter house, which will be near the border of Mexico, is $300,000. We know why it's $300,000 because it's near the border of Mexico. If it wasn't, it would be now like I'm actually looking at Zillow right now, and houses here are unnecessarily expensive. Like this 2-bedroom house is $400,000. How? There's nothing really special about it besides, like, you know, the cheap ornate roof. That's pretty much it. Like this was built in 2023. Like literally 2 years ago. And it's just boring to look at. It's not only boring, it's just samey, it's just like, you know, it's just plain. That's all it is. It's not, there's nothing really to, like, you know, to explain anything about it. It's just trash. That's really all it is. It's just trash. And I still continue to
be a better way to make long roads low.
Hey! Nice to see you here. Yeah, I wish there was as well, but there really isn't. I don't have a PC, so yeah, City Skylines it is. In City Skylines 2, you can definitely make longer roads, but other than that, you can't really do much here. Anyway, where was I? Let's try to thought. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Actually gotta think about the airways here. It can't go over the mountains. I mean, it can, but I don't really think I want it to do that. What do you mean can't build on water? It's in the air. It's right here. Oh no, hold on, I gotta redraw this. No, I have to do it individually? Oh no, that sucks. Why did you do this game? Oh, it's all individual. Why? The nodes. Oh, the nodes. I don't like nodes. You know what? We're just gonna ignore that. We're just gonna ignore that. Wow, that sucked. Okay. I'm gonna do probably one diagonally. Since I can't go over the mountains. Draw it right there. Right there. Right there. There we go. What is going on? What do you mean you can't build on water? There we go. What? I don't know why that. You know what? I'm not even gonna question anything anymore. All right, so I think for now we're done. Next episode we will, I guess next map making episode we will do all the trees. I have to look at like the ways to make realistic like type fields, I guess, because I just spam trees everywhere. And that's not really the most realistic, but you know, I like to do my own thing. Probably like, you know, line up this little river here. In fact, I gotta redo some of this. Yeah, something like this. Make this arable. Probably the only arable space, honestly. Kind of like the Central Valley of California. We make this arable, and I think this is done. Have a little hill action. I'm not sure where downtown's going to be located, but I think I have a good feeling where it could be. I think other than that, I think we're done with episode 1 of new map. Let's make a... Whoa. stuttering there. Let's rename this. Something simple. Let's just name this Desert Valley. Yeah, I like that. And I think we're gonna be done for this episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing me rant about urbanism. And yeah. I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by, and Yins out.